Hello students, I am here with another video from the chapter Respiration in Organism from class 7th NCERT book. Now before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So till now we have discussed about the word respiration. It means that it is the process by which breathing is taking place as well as it is accompanied by the oxidation of food. And oxidation of food means it is a breakdown of food for the release of energy. And also we have talked about the types of respiration, in which we have discussed about the aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration. So the meaning of aerobic respiration was that the respiration in which the oxygen is required for the breakdown of food. As the animals where oxygen is required, their aerobic respiration takes place. These animals are known as aerobes, just like the human beings and other various animals. Okay, next we have seen about the anaerobic respiration, means that where the oxygen is not required, or sometimes it is required in the very less amount. So these organisms where the oxygen is not required is known as anaerobes, like the it is going to take place in some yeast and in some bacteria. Now we have also discussed that these anaerobic type of respiration is of two types, that is lactic acid fermentation and alcoholic fermentation. And lastly, in the last class I discussed about the respiration in various organisms like earthworm. We have discussed the skin respiration, and in amoeba we discussed that it takes place through general body surface. And lastly we have all seen that the respiration in the fish, which is taking place with the help of the gills. Now as we have seen the different breathing mechanisms, the way of respiration in the animals, like the earthworm we have seen. Okay, we have seen about earthworm, then we have seen about the fish. Okay, and similarly we have seen about the amoeba also. Now today we are going to discuss about the next complex animal and its respiration, that is the human respiratory system. Before that I'll just discuss about the word breathing. Now as I am talking about the word breathing, that it is responsible for the taking in of oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Now once we take in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide, there are various chemical reactions which are taking place. Okay, so now it is a time to discuss about breathing and the respiratory system of humans in detail. So we begin our class with this definition and the mechanism which is being taking place in the breathing as well as in the respiratory system. So breathing, it is a process by which air is taken up inside the body and this oxygen is taken inside, and the air which is rich in carbon dioxide is expelled from the body. Expelled means which is taken out, it is going to come out from your body surface. Okay, so this is what is about the breathing, where breathing means it is taking in of oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide from different organisms. They have different organs of respiration, they have different organs for breathing, as we discussed yesterday, that in amoeba it is the general body surface, in earthworm it is the skin. So means a body surface, the skin, the lungs, the gills, not about lungs, so gills, all these are the various organs. Even trachea, this tracheal system was present in the insects, which is responsible for the respiration in various types of organisms. Now if we talk about the complexity, the respiratory organ is lungs in the human beings. Now we are going to discuss about some more things about these respiratory organs. Okay, so here goes the first slide, that is telling you about the breathing in human beings. It takes place with the help of lungs. Okay, as you could see that lungs are these are the main organs of respiration. Okay, now what happens? So this oxygen is taken in this oxygen is taken in the food in the body, and this process is called inhalation, and then it is given out in the form of carbon dioxide, which is known as exhalation. Now both these inhalation and exhalation is taking place regularly during breathing. So breathing only means that it is the process of taking in of oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, wherein scientifically it is known as the inhalation and exhalation. So inhaling and exhaling, both are the ways by which we can take in the air which is rich in oxygen, and we can release the air which is rich in carbon dioxide. Now once we take in oxygen, it is going to reach up in the tissues, it is going to reach up in the cells, and we discussed about what is a cell, as it is a basic unit of life, and what is about tissues, it is the group of cells which is going to perform the functions. Now this lungs and gills and the skin and the general body surface of the amoeba is made up of these cells and tissues. Okay, now breathing is taking place, and it is going to take up the oxygen from the atmosphere to inside the body, and then again carbon dioxide is taken up from the cells and it is being circulated outside the body. Fine. Now breathing means it is one inhalation plus one exhalation. You take in air and you give out carbon dioxide. Okay, you take in oxygen and you give out carbon dioxide. So this means one breath. So one breath means one inhale and one exhale. Okay, so we breathe in air to supply oxygen to the cells, to our body. Now what happens once the oxygen reaches in our body? So when the oxygen reaches in our body, the breakdown of food for the release of energy takes place. Now if you are going to inhale the oxygen, it is going to reach to your lungs, which are the main breathing organs, which are the main respiratory organs of human beings, where what happens, the oxygen is taken and it is utilized by the food. Now food is in the form of glucose. Now glucose is going to be broken down to give you energy. Now if it is taking place in the presence of oxygen, it is known as the aerobic respiration, and if it is taking place in the absence of oxygen, it is known as the anaerobic respiration. Okay, so this aerobic and anaerobic respiration, it is a type of respiration which only occurs for the breakdown of the glucose. Now from where is this glucose coming? This glucose is coming because of our food which we are taking in. Okay, so what happens, after this breaking down of food, the energy is released, and that energy is being utilized by the cells of the body. Now when we breathe out to remove the waste products, that is carbon dioxide, from the body, which is the process which is produced during the breakdown of food in the cells. Now this breathing is continuous process which goes on all the time and throughout the life, that in our animals as well as in the plants. So this exchange of gases is taking place in the animals as well as in the plants. So in the animals it is given the name of breathing, and in the plants it is only the gases exchange which is taking place through stomata. And then we are going to further discuss about these plants breathing in the next video probably. Okay, now breathing is a continuous process which is taking place throughout the body. Okay, so please remember this. Now what happens once you go on to the mountains, and what type of respiration, how do these mountaineers who are climbing the mountains, which are reaching to such a great height, how is the oxygen going to reach up in their lungs? Okay, so they need to carry, there is very much difficulty in breathing once the people, those who are climbing the mountains, when they start climbing. Now when they are climbing the mountain, what is happening, the oxygen is getting reduced at the at the mountains it is less, and there is less presence of oxygen. So when there is less amount of oxygen, then what happens to the inhalation? So they cannot inhale properly, so they need to carry an oxygen cylinder with them for the breathing purpose, because amount of air which is available for the person for breathing is very much less as it is compared to the ground, as this is being told that is why these mountaineers carry oxygen cylinder with them, so that they could breathe properly. They should not die in the lack of oxygen. Okay, now this diagram which is being shown here is the diagram of human respiratory system. It is going to tell you about the main organs which are present in the human respiratory system. It is mouth, it is nose, it is nasal cavity, then trachea, then lungs, and diaphragm is also present at the last of this lungs, which is going to support your lungs. Now we have one pair of lungs, and I'll just talk about all these things in detail. Okay, now next slide is telling you that breathing rate of a person increases when increase in physical activity takes place. Now what is this breathing rate? So this breathing rate refers to the number of pulse which is coming, means one inhalation plus one exhalation is going to take place in 1 minute. How many times this complete cycle is going on, means this complete inhalation and exhalation is going on. So once a person is breathing in and out, that is going to tell you about the breathing rate in 1 minute. Now in 1 minute, how many times a person breathes in and breathes out, that is known as the breathing rate. Okay, so the breathing rate of a person increases with the increase in the physical activities like exercise, running, weightlifting, etc. So when a person is breathing, the rate of this breathing increases because of the physical activities. Okay, now if you can recall, if you start running, or if you're playing a running game, then what happens after running one round of the ground? What happens to your breath? You start breathing very fast. Now why you start breathing very fast? You can I think you all know this very well, as our body is requiring much more oxygen for the breath, okay, for surviving. So for surviving, you require a large amount of oxygen to carry, so that you could breathe in much more oxygen which is coming from the atmosphere, because of which your breathing rate increases. Okay, so why does this breathing rate increases? This breathing rate increases because the body requires more oxygen, and for fulfilling the demand of the body, we start breathing it faster. Okay, now once this breathing rate increases, the greater amount of air goes inside our lungs, and if more oxygen is supplied, more amount of energy is being given out, because the food is being oxidized, food is being broken down to give you energy. Because you are running, so you require energy, and energy is we are getting only it from the breakdown of the food. Okay, and that is only possible in the presence of oxygen. So this was about the breathing rate. It increases when the physical activity of a person increases. Fine. Now thus the faster breathing rate supplies more oxygen to the body cells, so that more oxygen is going to produce more energy in the body of an organism. Okay, so this is what is about rapid breakdown of food is taking place, which while doing the heavy physical exercises. Now when we run, we also take deep breaths so as to inhale more oxygen. Okay, so remember this point, that once we are inhaling more oxygen, why you are inhaling more oxygen? Because you need to take up more and more food. Means you need to take up more and more energy, and this energy you are getting it from where? It is only possible when this oxygen which is being inhaled is going to combine with your food, means it is going to combine with your glucose. Once this combines with glucose, it is broken down in the form of energy, and it is going to give rise to the carbon dioxide and water also. So this is all about the breathing, and why this breathing rate is this is considered to be a very important process. So this athlete breathes faster and deeper than the usual, even after finishing a race. Why this is? Because the greater demands of oxygen is there, for fulfilling this greater demand of oxygen, the oxidation of food is taking place, the breakdown of food is taking place. Okay, and this process is known as respiration. Okay, this is known as respiration. Now this athlete is breathing faster to fulfill the complete amount. Now one more thing you need to understand here only is that we talked about the anaerobic respiration in the last class. Okay, so if you remember, so I told that, I just recall that slide once. You just see that, you'll remember what we have discussed and what I am talking about. So we discussed this. If you remember, this slide was there where I discussed that these are the types of anaerobic respiration where the lactic acid fermentation is taking place. Now where is this lactic acid fermentation taking place? This lactic acid fermentation is taking place in the muscle cells, where the lactic acid is being accumulated in the body, in the muscles, after providing you energy in the absence of oxygen. So this happens, and because of which the accumulation of the lactic acid is taking place, because of which we start feeling pain sensation in our legs. Okay, so that is because the accumulation of lactic acid is taking place. Why now this is happening? I'll just explain it once again. So when we are racing or when we are running, so our leg muscles require much more oxygen to be reached there, because we are running with the help of our legs. So the leg muscles require more oxygen. For requiring more oxygen, for requiring more energy, we require more oxygen, and from more oxygen we need to breathe faster. Now once this oxygen reaches in our lungs, that aerobic respiration is not enough for giving the energy to the muscle cells. Okay, for this muscle cells we require more oxygen, and this oxygen is not only enough which is provided from the lungs. So it for providing much more oxygen from the lungs means with the lungs, together with the lungs, our muscles also, they also start breathing. Now how they start breathing? They start breaking down the glucose, and you know that this glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen, means our muscles also starts respiring anaerobically. Okay, it starts respiring anaerobically, because not only one oxygen is means food is not enough to provide you energy from your lungs. Our muscles also starts respiring anaerobically, so that more and more energy is supplied to the muscles because you are running. So this is because during race the leg muscles of athlete have to provide extra energy during anaerobic respiration without oxygen. Okay, but by breathing faster and deeper, the athlete gives back oxygen to the muscles it could not give earlier while running. So together with the aerobic respiration which is taking place in the lungs, our muscles also starts respiring. Okay, so this was about the anaerobic respiration and what is the meaning of this breathing rate. Now next one more point is there. We start feeling hungry when we are doing heavy exercises. The reason is same, because we provide extra energy for doing heavy physical exercises. So the food is broken down very rapidly, and by very fast breathing it starts making us feel hungry. Okay, now what happens, as we are doing heavy exercises, we require more and more energy. And for more energy, more breakdown of food and more breakdown of glucose is taking place. This glucose can be broken down in the form of aerobic or anaerobic respiration. Okay, so that is because you require more amount of energy. You start breathing aerobically as well as anaerobically, because you need to fulfill the demands of heavy exercises, and we require more amount of oxygen for this. Okay, now next thing, last one more fact is written there. The children breathe is about their breathing rate is about 20 to 30 times per minute. Means they breathe in oxygen 20 times and breathe out carbon dioxide 20 times. So this is about the small children. Their breathing rate is faster than an adult person. Okay, now next main topic which we have to discuss is the human respiratory system. So this human respiratory system consists of the organs of respiration. Means what is the meaning of the system here? I was first tell you about that. System means we have small segments, means we have various organs. So these organs are working in a very synchronized manner. They are working in a proper way so that they could give rise to a system. Okay, so many organs are present, as we discussed about the nutrition chapter, that there are the digestive system, means there is a digestive system which consists of the organs of digestive system, such as the stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Okay, similarly this respiratory system also is composed of the organs of respiration like the lungs. Now next, trachea, the nose, means nasal cavity, diaphragm, alveoli, all these are the things which are present in this human respiratory system. Now this human respiratory system and this main organ is always considered as the lungs for the respiratory system. Now inside the lungs again some more things are present, which is the actual organ of respiration. Now we'll just find out what are the organs in human respiratory system. Just keep this diagram in your mind and I'll just discuss about the human respiratory system in detail. So what organs are present in this system, we'll deal one by one. So the first organ is the nostril. So where is this nostril present? So these are the nasal openings, nares. These are also known as nares in your nose. So the openings which is present in your nose for breathing is known as the nostril. Okay, now we have one pair of nostrils, what is its function? So these nostrils helps the dust particles, germs and warms up the air we breathe. Now air is then passing through the nasal passage and air enters to a small tube called pharynx. Now next, what happens, this nasal chamber is present. In the nasal chamber, from the nostrils the air is reaching into this nasal cavity. Now once this nasal cavity is fulfilled with oxygen, means it is taking up oxygen. Now what happens, this oxygen reaches up into the larynx. Okay, now it goes into the next chamber, that is known as the pharynx. Now this small tube which is present in your neck is known as pharynx, where again when it is also the starting point of your windpipe. Okay, now next thing is that the oxygen is then diverted into the windpipe. Fine. Now from pharynx, air goes inside the trachea, and this trachea is known as the windpipe. So here this is the windpipe and this is known as the trachea. As you could see here in the diagram, very clearly it's drawn that it is the this is the organ which is known as trachea. Okay, we have seen about the nasal passage. Then from here it is going to present in the pharynx. Okay, then after pharynx it is led down to a small tube which is known as windpipe, and this is also known as the trachea. Now from this trachea, what is present, I'll just read out this. The pharynx air goes into the trachea, which is also known as the windpipe, and it is an elastic tube which extend downwards at the neck region, and it is partially into the thoracic cavity. Now thoracic cavity is what? Thoracic cavity is the place, is this place where your lungs are lying, means it is lying in a space. Cavity means space. What kind of space? It is a space where these lungs are situated. So this place is known as your thoracic cavity, or your chest area is known as the thoracic chamber or thoracic cavity. Okay, so next organ which we need to discuss is this thoracic means this next organ is the bronchi. So what happens in the trachea? Now you could see that there are two branches. This trachea is going to be branched off into two branches, and each branch is known as the bronchi. Okay, so these bronchi are the two parts of this trachea which is led into each of the lungs, where it is divided into small branches. These are known as bronchioles. Now what happens? What is the next organ? The next organ is bronchioles. Now if you could see here, these are the branching which is present in the bronchi. These are known as bronchioles. Okay, fine. So this is all about the bronchioles. Now bronchioles end up, and these are covered in the lungs. So these lungs are the spongy sac which is protected by your flexible rib cage. What is this rib cage? Rib cage is the bone which is present above your lungs, so that it is going to be protected. Next, one more thing is there, that is a diaphragm is present. So what is this diaphragm? Diaphragm is a muscular, it is a transparent muscles, you could say it is a membranous structure which is going to support your lungs. So this is known as the diaphragm. Fine. Now diaphragm is the place, it is a structure which is membranous in nature, which is present at the bottom of the lungs, which separates your respiratory system and the digestive system. After this the digestive system starts, so this diaphragm is going to separate these two system in its function, for its good functioning. Okay, now next thing is that what is alveoli. So these alveoli they have a larger surface which are made up of tiny sac like structure called alveoli. Okay, so this is surrounded by the blood vessels and the thin capillaries, where exchange of gases is taking place through the alveoli in the blood vessels. Now where are these alveoli present? So here also in the small diagram you could see that alveoli are present here in the lungs. Okay, now just show you here that in this diagram the lungs are being shown, and at the last part of these bronchioles it is further divided into small grape like structure which is known as alveoli. So whenever each of the, if you see that there are further branchings of these bronchioles, these are divided into bronchioles, means bronchus is divided into bronchioles, and these bronchioles have a small grape like structure at the end. Okay, so each of the bronchiole, it is going to end up in the small grape like structure. So these are known as alveoli. These are present here at each and every ending of the bronchiole, it is end up with the alveoli. So it's drawn here. This is known as alveoli, and these alveoli are the main place for the gaseous exchange in the human beings. Okay, in the lungs of the human beings. Now why these are the main exchange places? Because each of these alveoli, they are richly supplied with oxygen, means these are richly supplied with the blood vessels. Their blood is present. Now once this oxygen comes here, it is going into the blood. Now with the blood it is going to travel in complete body. Once it is completely traveling in the body, this is going to convert it into carbon dioxide, means this good air is going to convert in the form of bad air or foul air. Okay, so this foul air is going to be taken out from the nostrils again, so that the body becomes clean. Now what is the respiration which is taking place in the lungs? Now where is it going? We can see this easily with this small ray diagram which is drawn. That is that when the air is present in the nostrils, it is directed towards the pharynx, then it is directed towards the tube like structure called trachea. This trachea is branched into two parts, that is the bronchioles. It is for these bronchi are further divided into small branch like structure. These are known as bronchioles. Now these bronchioles are covered with, means these complete parts are covered with the spongy structure called lungs. So all these things are situated inside the lungs. Lungs are the place where these alveoli are present, where these bronchioles are present. Okay, so all these are drawn here, as you could see, as it is a very small diagram. That is why I showed you this diagram, where you could see clearly that what all things are present in the human respiratory system. Okay, so this was about the human respiratory system, and the last part where the gases exchange is taking place is alveoli. And each of the bronchioles, these are the bronchioles. Okay, so each of the bronchiole is ending up into alveoli, and these are the main parts of exchange of gases. Gases means it is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, so all these are exchanged here. Fine. And one more thing was there, pharynx. Fine. So this was about the human respiratory system, the structure of human respiratory system in details. Okay, so this is again a ray diagram where you are being shown how is the respiration taking place, means where the air is moving once it enters inside your nose. Once it enters inside our nose, it goes to nostrils, then it goes to a small tube like structure in the pharynx, then into trachea, then trachea is directed into the tracheoles, then tracheoles means this is going to bronchi, and bronchi to bronchioles, then lungs, then alveoli. and alveoli are the place where the gases exchange is taking place. Now once this oxygen is brought into the alveoli, this combines with the glucose which is present in the blood vessels in the blood, and it is going to release the energy. Okay, so this is how the complete energy is going to be released from one molecule of glucose when it is combining with breathing process. Okay, so this was all about the human respiratory system. So in today's class I have discussed about the main organs of respiration of human beings, that is lungs. And not only lungs is responsible for the breathing, there are many other organs which are present in the human respiratory system which helps us in breathing purpose. Okay, so children, with this I think it is very clear to everybody what are the main parts of this human respiratory system. Now that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topics to be discussed.